There's a lot of people out there that really want to get chickens, and when I talk to them about it, they're like, yeah, I really want to get them, but I have this dog and I'm really concerned that my dog is going to go after my chickens or possibly kill my chickens. I love my dogs, I love my chickens, and I want to show you how it might be possible for you to have a flock of chickens and to also keep your dog. Hey guys, welcome to Chickenlandia. I am a backyard chicken educator here in the Pacific Northwest, but you can call me the president of Chickenlandia. Okay, you are being too loud. I'm gonna put you down. I don't know when and how the dog math hit. I mean, I talk a lot about chicken math on this channel and in my social media, but I just don't understand how we ended up with all these dogs. I remember there was a time when we only had one dog. We had a little poodle. His name was Junie. And then we ended up getting another poodle. Her name is Sofie. And then at some point, the local humane society had this little dog, and she was a little Xoloitzcuintli mix. Say that 5 times fast. So Xoloitzcuintli is the Coco dog. So I have Phoebe. She's a Xoloitzcuintli mix. For some reason after that, we got Teddy, and he's full Xoloitzcuintli. After that, we got Missy. She's another little naked dog mix. And after that, we got a little dog. His name was Zeus. He was a tiny little dog. He had very special needs. And unfortunately, he passed away last year. And I don't want to talk about that too much because I will get upset because it's still very fresh. So here we are with all these dogs. They are rescues, and they all came from pretty tough situations. So they weren't puppies when we adopted them. They were older, and we really didn't get a chance to kind of mold them into how we wanted them to be, and certainly how we wanted them to act around our chickens. Just to give you an idea of what we've dealt with, Teddy came from Arizona, and when we first got him, he was like super scared and everything, and he got onto the dining room table and peed on the dining room table. And, Phoebe has this thing where she incessantly tries to lick your face. They're just kind of weird. They're weird dogs. That's okay because we love them so much. When we adopted them, we were like, okay, this is for better or worse. This is their forever home. We made a commitment to them. Some dogs, they have so many issues that you really have to focus on just giving them a really good quality of life. And there will be some things that will not be perfect. And that's okay. Chickenlandia is not about perfection. I know there's gonna be some people that are like, well, you just need to train these dogs. But, like I said, we are focusing on giving these dogs a really good quality of life. They are fairly well trained, but Sofie and Phoebe have a pretty high prey drive, and I just can't trust them around the chickens. So obviously a big part of the way that I protect my chickens from my dogs is I have my chickens in their own enclosed run. And my dogs, they have a backyard that belongs to them, basically. We like to think it belongs to us, but it really belongs to them. And they cannot get in here. In our old property, they were closer to the chickens, but they still could not get to them. I unfortunately learned some pretty hard lessons at my old property. I learned that my dogs, they can dig, and they might dig under your chicken yard fence and get to your chickens. The other thing that can happen is you can have chickens that if you don't have netting or you don't have any cover over your chicken run, they'll fly over the fencing, and then they'll be in an area where they're with your dogs. If I am proofing for my dogs to stay out of the chicken run, I need to think of it the same way I think about predator proofing. So dog proofing is pretty cut and dry. Obviously you want to keep the gate closed. You don't want your dogs to be able to get in here. And also you need to remember that dogs can dig, like I said. So it is a good idea for you to either skirt hardware mesh or another type of fencing around the outside of the perimeter of your chicken yard, or bury your fencing at least a foot down to really deter them from digging. Burying the fence is better than doing the skirting, but the skirting will still confuse a digging dog or a digging coyote for that matter, and it could prevent them completely from being able to get into your chicken yard. Obviously, a huge part of what kind of turns people off from keeping their chickens in an enclosed run is that they really want to free range their chickens, and they have this feeling that, you know, if my chickens can't be free, then I really shouldn't keep them. You know, you need to think about this in terms of the quality of life that most chickens have in the world. If you have your chickens in an enclosed run where they have enough space, so that's 10 square feet of space per standard sized chicken, that is a much better quality of life than most of the chickens in the world. And you can give them enrichment, you can give them, you know, just lots of things to do to where they will be happy and content. Another thing that can be, you know, it can kind of turn people off from feeling like they can keep their high prey drive dog and also keep chickens is that it is expensive to predator proof. Like they have to build this run and they have to predator proof that run, and that can get expensive. And that is absolutely a fact. Like I'm not going to deny that. But what I will say is with planning, you can find alternatives where it will not cost as much as if you were to get all new materials. So at my old property, at one point I had this netting over my chicken yard, and it was not netting that I purchased. I actually got it for free. It was marine netting that I got down at our local marina. The fishermen leave it out because they know people want to repurpose it, and it's so strong. The other thing is a lot of times you can find hardware mesh that is, you know, you can buy secondhand. I gave away a ton of hardware mesh because we had just built this whole run and I had some left over. But if you can't find hardware mesh and it's just too expensive for you to buy new, and you find yourself in the situation where you have to use chicken wire. I'm not a huge fan of chicken wire. It's pretty flimsy, but you can at least double the chicken wire up, and that will be better than nothing. It will buy you some time, and it will likely be enough of a deterrent for a domesticated dog that you're taking care of and keep them out of your chicken yard. I always try to look at the bigger picture. You know, if we hadn't adopted these dogs, what would their life be like now? What would our lives be like now? And in fact, like, what would our chickens' lives be like now if I wasn't able to bring them here and give them this quality of life? I love my chickens and I love my dogs, and they brought so much joy into our lives. So to me, taking these extra steps to make sure they're both safe has been totally worth it. I really wish dogs were the only animals I had to worry about when it came to chicken predators, but they are not. There are a lot of animals that like to eat chickens. And if you want to learn how to predator proof your coop and run against all these critters, all you have to do is click right here. It's a whole playlist, and it's 100% friendly. Backyard chickens, education and entertainment. And I know you're gonna love it.